Still says offline. Oh, nope, I have an ad. That must mean we're live. But not just live. Sentinels
the chat
live.
has mentioned aliveness.
Aliveness. Stream quality configuration, excellent. Excellent. Yes, indeed. The orchestral strains of the Sentinels of the Multiverse menu screen. Indeed. That beautiful piece of music composed by our very own Jean-Marc Giffen. Jean-Marc. That lets you know that you are playing Sentinels of the Multiverse. How's everybody out in chat world doing this fine Tuesday evening at 6:58 Eastern? I hope good.
It looks like they are live.
So live.
Trying to avoid me, it sounds like.
Live and direct, 20 minutes into the future. Anyone here watch, what's it called? Max Headroom? The series?
It was a little bit before my time.
Yeah, like I was only just old enough to like even get it a little bit. And I don't really think that I got it at all, but I watched it and I was like, this is the most incredible thing I've ever seen.
Yeah, you picked up on the catchphrases and stuff.
Yeah, totally. All right. Oh, yeah, we never actually finished that conversation. I don't know that we're going to be showing off anything new tonight, unfortunately. Bertez asked one question, setback or choke point. Unfortunately, I don't know that we've got the ability to show off anything new tonight, but I would say next week, pretty for sure. We're still having some trickiness with both of those decks, and we don't have any art yet for them either. So I think we want to hold those until we at least think that they are, to beta quality, which they're not quite yet, unfortunately.
But they're on the way.
They're on the way. I mean, I've been playing with them, in testing, and there's definitely, as I've mentioned many times on the stream, I haven't played most decks until they show up in the video game, and I'm very excited to be playing Setback. His mechanics are very interesting. Like, I totally get why he can be someone's favorite, because the way that his whole unlucky stuff, like using tokens to power powers and then this and that, whatever, like I can totally get how that can be a really fun mechanic in a way that for some reason I still can't figure out when it comes to Night Mist. Like, Night Mist has a really good mechanic, and I've been actually playing her more lately to try and figure out, but there's like a switch in my brain that I just can't quite flip.
There's something else that's on the way to people this week.
Yes, I think some of you might have gotten emails. I know I got my email today. Did you get your email today, John?
No, but probably the Canadian shipping will go a second.
Yes, so
usually the case.
So what we're of course talking about is the first part of the Kickstarter that closed, not our Kickstarter, but the Kickstarter that closed back in February or March, which is Oblivion. And the first part of that is finally shipping, and that, of course, is the 5th anniversary foil hero collection, which we got to see at Gen Con, and it is gorgeous. Like, even more so than you'd expect. Like, you'd think, like, oh, foil cards, they probably look pretty cool. But something to do with the way that Adam's art mixes with the foil layers that Jen managed to put together. Like, some of them really look almost animated when you hold them in your hand. Like, in particular, what was the one I was looking at that had, like, the incapacitated side had some, like, lightning effects on it, and it literally, when you would hold it in your hand, it looked like it was animated. It was crazy. So, yeah, if you guys are getting your FedEx shipment notifications, you'll probably see that you'll be getting your foil cards within the next, like, 7 to 10 days, I'm sure, and they're awesome.
Yeah, and I think you don't all necessarily get the email. It depends on if you've signed up for FedEx or something like that.
Yeah, exactly. So we have like a FedEx account, and actually, I thought it was Greater Than Games shipping our pallet from Gen Con back to us, but I think
it was £1.
Yeah, exactly. I was like, what is that they're shipping? They said they weren't shipping the pallet till like a couple weeks from now. So yes, it's very exciting. Foil hero cards on their way to you, and of course, the cool part about this foil hero cards, apart from them just being really cool looking, is that there's new variants in there that you have not been able to play until now.
And brand new heroes that you won't be able to play.
Yes, brand new heroes that'll be able to sit there and look pretty for you until the rest of Oblivion ships. But yeah, like specifically, I know some of the new variants like the skyscraper variant, extremist skyscrapers in there that people haven't ever played before. Completionist Guise is a big one, obviously. The new Captain Cosmic, where he's like half Captain Cosmic, half Infinitor.
Extreme Prime Wardens.
Extreme Prime Wardens, yeah. I mean, there's a ton.
Freedom 5. Yeah.
Freedom 5. There's tons of really cool new variants in there that'll be coming very, very soon. So you guys will be able to enjoy those on your tabletop copies of Sentinels very soon.
And we'll be updating Sentinel Sidekick, so you can have those in that helper app.
Yes, John's been furiously working on that all a little bit of last week and then into this week so far to make sure that we've got support for those new variants in there. Obviously, there's not any gameplay like mechanics built into Sentinel Sidekick, but we want to make sure that the variants are in there at the very least, so you have the different HP counters, so that if you want to play with completionist guys on the tabletop and you've got that card, that Sentinel Sidekick will be there for you. So we're working hard to make sure that is ready to go. All right, so
what else is new? Stretch goals.
What else is new? Yeah, what did we do this week?
It's been a big week.
I think we cracked $110,000 raised. Obviously the Kickstarter was the big deal, and there was a bunch of stretch goals from the Kickstarter, but we've been continuing to raise money ever since then via pre-orders, and we managed to get over the next stretch goal, which was the 110K, which was new challenges await, and that was challenge modes, which means that and there's no timeline on this yet, so don't get yourselves too worked up, too worked into a frenzy just yet, but that means that sooner or later, probably sooner rather than later, you'll be able to play with a Baron Blade who, when he flips to his second side, the villain trash does not get shuffled into the villain deck, and he continues to count down his Terra Lunar Impulsion Beam. You'll be able to play against a Grand Warlord Voss that whenever he flips, he plays the top card of his villain deck. You'll be able to play against an Omnitron who only destroys one component card when he's been dealt 7 damage. You'll be able to play against a Matriarch where the domain cards are indestructible. And a Spite who can actually have no maximum HP.
I'm looking forward to that one.
Yeah.
That was actually the original design for Spite.
Yes, that was, yeah. So, fun fact, and actually it's interesting, Jen...
I think a few of the challenge modes are like that, actually.
Yeah, so Jen was telling us yesterday in our main full team meeting that over the weekend she was at a game store, and she found on the shelves an original copy of Sentinels of the Multiverse, not the enhanced edition. The original copy that got sold way back at Gen Con 2011. And so she picked it up because she wanted to see, she wanted to own a little bit of Sentinel's history. And yeah, that Spite, in the initial game, there was no maximum HP there. Spite could continue to heal past his maximum HP, and that is what challenge mode will bring. There's a couple more. Let me flip through these. Akash Buta is immune to both environment and villain damage, which is crazy to think about, because I think the most common sort of strategy against Akash Buta is to kill the limbs and have the limbs take her out, but not so much with her challenge mode. Apostate, whenever a demon card enters play, you play an additional card, so top card of the villain deck. Gloomweaver cannot prevent the summoning of Gloomweaver. Villain relics are indestructible. The Dreamer, increased damage dealt to the Dreamer by 5. This is what's interesting. So the Dreamer's challenge mode basically means she can't ever take a single point of damage. When you play against the Dreamer now, it's like, okay, how do we manage this? All right, well, Tempest maybe has to deal 1 damage to her, but we can heal her up if we got Argent Adept in play. Not with challenge mode. Challenge mode, a single hit against the Dreamer and she's out. So that's going to make that one really, really interesting. So Sanvar says Spite was in the original set. That doesn't sound right. Take that, Migra P.
What?
Sanvar says Spite was in the original set. That doesn't sound right. So what was Spite's...
I didn't say that.
No, I know you didn't, but explain, because I might not have been as clear as I could have been. Explain what I mean by when I say that Spite could have no maximum HP.
I don't understand.
All right, I'll explain.
Question. I don't understand either of the questions or where they came from.
So yes, so Spite's... Basically what we're talking about here is that Rook City the initial printing of Rook City was being kickstarted before the Enhanced Edition shipped. This is a timeline question. It's a shattered timeline question. So the Enhanced Edition rule set was not yet in place. I believe this is accurate when the original Rook City shipped, which is why Spite had no maximum HP. Is that correct?
I don't know if that's related at all. I don't think it's related.
All right, well, I think it's related. So maybe I'm wrong, but I think that's related. So anyway, so challenge mode is coming to the video game. When that will be is still yet to be determined. We just unlocked it this week, but we have been in the process of folding it into our development timeline, so stay tuned to us. Evil Dice Monkey says that's inaccurate, so why don't you tell us what actually happened, Evil Dice Monkey? And while you do that...
like, the thing about Spite was that he didn't have max HP in playtesting. The end. It doesn't have anything to do with the original version versus Enhanced Edition.
Then how come that got implemented in Sentinel Sidekick?
Maximum HP?
Yeah. Was that just not a thing at all?
Because that was a mechanic in the original edition of the game, that maximum HP could change.
Okay, so what I said was 100% accurate. The original version of the game had no maximum HP, so since that was the rule set that was in play when Spite was first coming out...
The original version of the game did have maximum HP. That could be changed. That's why you had to track it in Sentinel Sidekick.
So it's Tuesday, it's 7-ish. Welcome, everybody, to Sentinels Live. Thank you for joining us around the digital tabletop while we disagree over the history of the world. John knows this better than I do. I'm just sort of assuming based on what I vaguely remember from things. So go by what John says.
Tuesday night where Jeremy makes things up.
While we play Sentinels of the Multiverse. The goal of these streams is always to have fun while showing you how to play the game, as well as covering some strategies that can help you win. At Handelabra, we do believe in being as inclusive as possible, so any comments in the chat or activity actively working against that goal is not welcome and simply will not be tolerated. We're not afraid of the banhammer. As we are the developers, you can always be sure to get some insight into the process and sometimes see some stuff before anyone else. As I mentioned a little bit earlier, I don't think we're going to be showing off either setback or choke point yet tonight because they're just not quite ready for prime time, but hopefully next week. The game does include a tutorial that covers the basics, but we always do our best to explain exactly what we're doing, when we do it, and why, and depending on how long it takes for us to win or lose. We often play more than one full game in an episode, and episodes last anywhere from 60 to 120 minutes, although the last few have gone a little long. We've been playing more than 2 hours recently, so we'll see what we get to tonight. Sentinels of the Multiverse is currently available for iPad, Android, PC, Mac, and Linux, as well as smartphones, and also via Steam, and always via analog cardboard. I need to actually type in how I want to say that, now that we've added phones to the mix. But you can always get more information about the game at sentinelsdigital.com. So I wanted to say a quick welcome to our more than 3,000 new mobile players. That's the number of copies-ish, give or take, that have been sold on phones, or on mobile at least, since we launched Thursday and a half ago. 2 Thursdays ago? Yeah, because you can be playing Sentinels on your phone now, and we had a nice sale that was, that was going. It was $2.99 for a week, and actually there's a new permanent price for Sentinels on mobile. What's that new permanent price, John?
I believe it's $6.99 US.
$6.99 USD, that's right. So, it was $9.99 up until now. When we first launched, some people who have been with us for a while will remember that it was $14.99 on Steam and $9.99 on mobile, and then it was $9.99 everywhere. Now that it's on phones, it's available for $6.99 on all the mobile platforms, and it's still $9.99 on Steam. And you can get the season pass for a wonderful $24.99, which gets you absolutely everything in Season 1. That's 41 new decks of content, whole bunch of heroes, villains, and environments that really tie the game together in a lot of fun new ways. All right, so let's see what we got tonight. Let's quick play here, and then, John, I am in Mystery Comics 306. Let me pop open my spreadsheet real quick and see if there's anything obvious that we haven't played in a while, so we can maybe give you guys something interesting to look at. Villain-wise, oh, that number's not looking right.
We haven't done a Twitch Plays a Hero for a long time.
That's true. We haven't done a Twitch Plays a Hero. Should we do a Twitch Plays a Hero tonight?
let's see. The stream should vote on if they want to play a hero. And if so, who would that hero be?
Yes. So yeah, I think the usual voting rules will apply. So if you guys want to play a hero, say the name of the hero you'd like to play. And the first one, I think because it's going to be Twitch plays, we'll say the first one to get 3 will be chosen for the Twitch plays tonight. And that'll be the first thing to vote on. We'll deal with the villain and the environment in a moment. All right, so we've got Fnatic, Haka, Tachyon, Legacy, Setback. Nice try. Yeah, we definitely wouldn't play Twitch Plays hero on a brand new hero for the very first time. That would be tricky, to say the least. All right, looks like, is that a second vote for Raw? No, this is the first vote for Raw. Skyscraper, Fnatic, 2 votes for Fnatic. All right, Fnatic leading the charge so far.
Congratulations to Morph1470 on finding out his wife is pregnant.
Oh my goodness! Is this your first kid? That's an amazing feeling, for sure.
2 votes for Skyscraper, 1 vote for Curses.
So we got 2 Fanatics, 2 Sky, 3rd for Skyscraper, assuming Sky is a vote for Skyscraper. Yes. All right, so it looks like Twitch is going to play Skyscraper this evening.
We're also voting for the name of Morph's kid, so Skyscraper is the new name.
Well, if it's going to be that, it could be Portja, Portja. All right, so Twitch plays Skyscraper via me. And then, let's see here.
So we want to play 2 each or 1 each?
Let's see how that feels against who we choose as a villain.
Sure.
The least chosen villain, assuming this math is correct, it is either Omnitron or Kismet. And I actually did see a vote for Kismet. We have not played against Kismet.
I can play Kismet.
Yeah, we haven't played Kismet in a while. So let's do Kismet. And then, environment-wise, let me take a look here. It looks like I haven't actually done the math for Enclave or Omnitron 4. So,
Enclave of the Endlings is fun.
Yeah, I mean, it's one of my favorites, so I feel like, and the music is so awesome, so let's just do Enclave of the Endlings. All right. So, Kismet at Enclave. Do we want to maybe, let's pop her open
I
and
see you're logged into the wrong Steam account.
Whoops.
But
well, I'm logged into my Steam account. I don't know that it's the wrong
People
one.
are asking who is that?
That's me. All right, so let's see what her advanced rules are. At the start of the villain turn, Kismet deals each hero affected by a Jinx card 2 psychic damage. And on her flip side, increase damage dealt by Kismet by H-2. Should we maybe do advanced Kismet and then we do a 5 hero?
Sure.
All right, so let's see. Someone's taking Skyscraper, so
I'm going to take 2 rounds.
Yeah, I'll do the same. So let's do boom, and then if I randomize Kismet and Enclave. All right. So let's see what I got here. We got Kismet, Enclave, and yeah, that'll work. I'll play. I see. You're playing both of the Dark Watch. Okay, cool. So it looks like I got Tempest and Captain Cosmic, and I think I accidentally set off Unity, so that's fine. And then we'll just have that one be Skyscraper. All right, cool. So I got Freedom 6 Tempest, the Dark Watch members from Rook City, and what kind of order should we look at here? What do you think? Any input on the order?
No matter.
All right, so I think this will do for now. So we've got Advanced Kismet against Freedom 6 Tempest, Dark Watch Expatriette, Captain Cosmic, Dark Watch Mr. Fixer, and Twitch plays Skyscraper at the Enclave of the Endlings. Side scene. So Kismet's advanced is on her one side. She deals any hero affected by a Jinx card 2 psychic damage. And on her flip side, it increases damage dealt by her by H- something. I don't remember off the top of my head. All right, so poor little lost heroes. It looks like your luck has just run out. I have faced far worse than you could possibly imagine. Stand down. All right, so I'm pushing the onward button and nothing's happening.
Yeah, it's not working for me either. Oh, cool.
Wah wah.
Sentinel reference.
That's
let's go
not ideal.
Let's switch to the beta build, not
All
the
right.
internal build.
Shoop. All right, guys. Please hold on for technical difficulties. Now you're starting to understand why we're not showing off a setback or choke point tonight. All right, switching to the beta branch. I'll just sing the Enclave of the Endlings. Yeah, so we're going to download the beta build. And yeah, I think Kismet did just jinx the game. All right, launching up again. Oh, and of course the streaming software doesn't realize that that's a thing, so let me fix that. Stand by. Sentinels. Boop. All right, good. You guys should be seeing that on there. And let's do a quick play. And we'll do Kismet. I'm in Freedom 5 334.
Yeah, I'm still downloading. My connection is not as fast.
Gotcha. All right, so what I don't even remember what I was. I was Freedom 6 Tempest. Where's Tempest? Boom. And help me out, chat. I can't remember. You guys were Skyscraper. Oh, Captain Cosmic. That's right. Okay. Good. And environments was the Enclave of the Endlings. Yeah, so if this were the days of radio, we could just pretend it was happening, and we could have someone in the background with like two shoes. Let me get my shoes. Going like. Oh my goodness, detective! Look at that! Can you believe it? It's exactly what I suspected. Oh boy. Yeah, coconuts, exactly.
All right. And I had Dark Watch Rook City Heroes.
All right, I think it was around like that. So we'll go to ready up. Oh, wait.
Advanced?
Forgot to make it advanced. There we go. And actually, let me just double check. Yes, open hands. Okay, good. The Enclave of the Endlings. There we go. All right, so Twitch plays Skyscraper. I'm going to run through what we've got available for all the heroes, and you guys start thinking about what it is that you want to play. Tempest starts with Ball Lightning, Flash Flood, 2 Lightning Slashes. Darkwatch Expat has an Arsenal Access, Shock Rounds, Submachine Gun, Unload. Captain Cosmic has an Augmented Ally, Cosmic Weapon, Energy Bracer, and Wounding Buffer. Mr. Fixer has a Charge, Riveting Crane, Salvage Yard, and Toolbox. And Skyscraper starts with Emergency Evac, Tectonic Chokeslam, Thorathian Monolith, and Undetectable Relinking. All right, so let's see what Kismet has for us. Obviously, Talisman comes out. That's her sort of standard setup. And now she's going to deal some damage to everybody. Yeah, so just to refresh, at the start of the villain turn, Kismet deals each hero affected by a Jinx card 2 psychic damage. That's her advanced rule. So out comes one of those Jinxes. Scattered Mind. Play this card next to the hero with the most cards in hand. Whenever that hero deals damage, their player must discard 1 card. All right, do we have anyone that's not going to be dealing a lot of damage? I mean, Tempest's base power doesn't deal a lot of damage. Captain Cosmic's base power doesn't deal a lot of damage.
Yeah, Captain Cosmic doesn't usually deal a lot of damage on himself by himself, so.
There's a request to see Skyscraper's cards again, so let me bring those up. Emergency Evac, Tectonic Chokeslam, Thorathian Monolith, and Undetectable Relinking. I'll bring them up big so you guys can see them. Emergency Evacs, which is Skyscraper's normal character card, destroy all link cards, etc. All environments up to 2 villain ongoings. Each hero target regains 1 HP. Tectonic Chokeslam, 4 melee damage to 1 target, 1 projectile damage to every target. Thorathian Monolith, that's her, suck up damage card, and then Undetectable Relinking, switch to Tiny and put any number of link cards in play back in your hand. You may play up to X based on how many you brought in. I really should just read them out. I try to like summarize them, and that's usually just not a good idea. So anyway, our Jinx ongoing cards.
That's just part of the Jeremy tells lies on Tuesday.
Exactly. So are all Jinx cards ongoing? I don't think so. Some of them are one shots, right? Or am I making
the ones that go by heroes are ongoing?
Yeah,
still.
Right.
Like Scattered Mind. So
yeah. All right. So I don't have any environment cards to kill, and there's no environment or ongoing cards to kill. So I think I'm just gonna Lightning Slash.
There is an ongoing card to kill.
Oh, that's right. There is. Yes, that's right.
Just a second ago.
Yeah. Yeah. This is one of those cards that I always get all turned around in my head because it's like I don't want to waste not killing a second one, so I'll tend to like not use it if there's only one that I want to kill. I don't know. What do you think? I can do 4 lightning damage and get rid of that Jinx, or I can do 5 lightning damage.
I would get rid of it.
Yeah, let's do that.
She's going to be hitting us for it, and also it increases her damage. So
let's talk a little bit about the talisman, because I typically try to take the talisman down when it's on this side before it flips and goes into a hero area. But I don't know what the sort of general knowledge is about that.
Generally, I leave the talisman alone until there's enough Jinx cards that makes me want to get rid of it.
Gotcha.
Because it increases the damage she deals by the number of Jinx cards in play. So
right.
If there's 0 or 1 or 2 even, then it's not worth it. And it doesn't really do anything.
So Freedom 6 Tempest's base power, destroy one of your cards if you do draw 3 cards. I don't have anything to do with that. Womp womp.
And then you can be dealing more damage to her.
Right.
So. Okay. I think I'm going to... I guess I'll play a submachine gun and shoot it.
Shoot all the things.
So I think they want to play Tectonic's Chokeslam so far, but we can query them about that.
Yeah.
When we get closer.
All right, so Captain Cosmic, we got Augmented Ally. Doesn't look like a lot of people have extra powers right now, but we can maybe
Cosmic Weapon on Dark Watch Mr. Fixer is the best thing.
Oh, all right.
Because then he basically gets his base power, but without the downside.
Hmm. Oh, right. Okay, that makes sense. All right, reveal the top card of your deck. Into play or into hand. What do we got? Another Cosmic Weapon.
Sure. Maybe on Tempest.
Oh, yeah, especially since this Tempest doesn't have a damage dealer up front. Draw Conservation of Energy. Good to have in reserve.
I'm going to go looking for a tool. My toolbox. I didn't find one, but...
All right. So you said they've been basically thinking Tectonic Chokeslam, but I guess we can wait and see.
Yeah.
Ooh, I like that. None Left says vote Tectonic Chokeslam Kismet base power. I like that idea of putting vote in front of your comment.
Bird says same as None Left.
Yeah. So that's 2 votes for Tectonically Chokeslamming Kismet and then the base power. Done. Be it resolved. All right, so we'll hit Kismet for 4. Hit everything for 1.
They didn't say what target they wanted to hit, but
Oh, well, Nunleft said Kismet, and then
I see.
Burt said same.
Right.
So,
Sure.
right now there are 0 Jinx in play. Thanks to Tempest. So, I'm going to assume base power. Level of Leo says vote, not Trump. Amen.
Yeah. They voted for base power.
Yeah. All right. So I assume hit Kismet with base power.
It's all targets, so.
Oh, right. Yes. I always get turned around in terms of which one is like hit one target and then all targets versus because this one's hit all targets and then all targets, right?
Yes. It's written on the cards.
Yeah, it's like all. I understand that. I don't have every card in front of me at all times. Not all of us are human computers like you, John, who have
But you
every
can
single
just,
card
like,
memorized.
When you click on it, it tells you, and then you click on it again.
Yes, it was already firing at the time that I mentioned that.
Oh, stupid Slamera.
Salamara.
The Slamera had Kismet played a card which destroyed Slamera. So there was only a benefit to Kismet and not to us. And we're just all going to get hit for 2 damage.
And now we're all going to get hit for 1 damage, which effectively takes out both of those cosmic weapons, unfortunately.
Well, we got 1 use out of 1. She revealed a card that wasn't lucky, so it just gets discarded. Or reshuffled. Yeah, reshuffled back in.
All right, so let's see.
They want to know what card Skyscraper drew.
All right, let's take a look at that. So Skyscraper now has Colossal Left Hook, Emergency Evac, Therathian Monolith, and Undetectable. Why do I keep saying Monolith? Monolith. TH.
It is Monolith.
I keep saying with an F at the end for some reason.
Oh.
Maybe it doesn't translate through the mic very well,
Yeah,
which is
don't do
good.
it.
Undetectable Relinking. So I think they drew the Colossal Left Hook.
Yeah.
All right, so my options seem pretty obvious to me, unless there's any particular reason to play Electrical Storm at this point. I think I'm just going to Lightning / Kismet.
Sure. Monolisp.
Monolisp, that's exactly right. All right, still don't have anything to destroy. I draw an Elemental Subwave Inducer, and we move on to Expatriette.
I still have my machine gun. I would roll.
How very droll. Indubitably.
I think I will freeze Kismet. You've been pinging us for a lot of tiny damages. Slow that down.
Yes, Morph says that not everybody knows Skyscraper's cards simply by name. So I will.
You could bring up Colossal Left Hook for people.
Yeah, I'll do that in 1 second once this turn resolves. All right, so now we're on Captain Cosmic's turn. I will bring up Skyscraper so you guys can all see. Colossal Left Hook. 1-shot huge. Switch to Skyscraper's huge character card. Skyscraper deals 1 target 3 melee damage. You may discard a card. If you do, you may play a card. Emergency Evac. Switch to Skyscraper's normal character card. Destroy all link cards, all environment cards, and up to 2 villain ongoing cards. Each hero target regains 1 HP. Therathian Monolith. When this card enters play, switch to Skyscraper's huge character card. Reduce damage dealt to Skyscraper by 2. Redirect any damage that would be dealt to the hero card to a hero target by to Skyscraper at the start of your turn. Destroy this card. And Undetectable Relinking. Switch to Skyscraper's tiny character card. Put any number of link cards back in play in your hand. Put any number of link cards in play back in your hand. You may play X, Link, and or Tiny cards now, where X is the number of link cards returned to your hand by this card. All right.
Well done.
Well done. All right, so let's see. Conservation of energy. No, I don't want to do that. There's no constructs in play. Energy bracer, wounding buffer. I'm either going to energy bracer or wounding buffer. Where are we at right now? 19, 24, 21, 23, and 27.
I like Energy Bracer on Skyscraper because that really helps with Therathian Monolith.
I like it. Let's see what we get. Fabrication of a sustained influence. Yeah, I'll put that in play. Whenever a construct card is destroyed, you may destroy this card to basically play it again, put it out again.
Okay.
I hear drinking sounds.
Yes, I have a espresso stout, which is quite tasty. I think it's from Belgium. All right.
But yeah, we didn't talk about your travel plans yet on the stream.
Yeah, so people usually ask where I am this week. I'm still in Paris, but we'll be heading back to North America for a while this weekend. For about 6 weeks. I'll be in Halifax and Edmonton. I'll definitely miss Paris. It might be my favorite place so far.
It's one of Lisa's favorite places for sure.
Yeah, I love it. I would be happy to just stay here indefinitely. It's so great. They want me to share the espresso stout. Let me get the bottle. Actually, I have it on my phone because I checked it in on the Drinky check-in app. Untapped. All right, yeah, destroy toolbox. It is Donker by Extraminez, which I will type in the chat.
Yeah, so North America, that old place. Yes, Migrant P has been traveling for darn near 12 months at this point. I believe you left September of last year, right?
October.
Okay, so like 10 months, almost 11.
Wasn't it? It was for PAX Australia.
Oh,
so
right.
Yeah.
Yes, that's right. So yeah, so it'll be like 10 months, and he's going to be home, quote unquote home. We were actually just discussing this earlier, that what does home even mean for someone like that? But he'll be back in North America for a couple of weeks. Probably actually about a month, right? Because you're going to do a couple weeks in Halifax, and then you're going to go to Edmonton.
Yeah, 2 weeks in Halifax, 4 weeks in Edmonton. Then we're coming back to Europe.
And then they're going to do it all over again.
Actually, this beer's from Italy. I didn't really actually realize that. Italy definitely does not have as big of a craft beer scene as most places, but they're starting to get there.
All right, so we've got a bunch of votes for left hooking Kismet. So I think that's definitely what we're going to do.
Sure.
And then there's some disagreement regarding discarding or not. Discard to the tiny card. No discard.
All right, well, here, everyone vote on what to discard or not. I just typed in the chat so that there's no lag. 1 vote for no discard.
Yeah, there's a couple votes for no discard. That seemed like what it was, so...
1 vote for discarding evac. 3 votes for no discard.
Yeah, all right. So no discard. And then base power.
Yeah, I'm sure base power makes sense. She will flip, which is fine.
Talisman goes to Skyscraper.
We actually, speaking of travel stuff, we did a few things this weekend. We went to the Louvre, which was pretty cool. It's actually it's a huge museum. Lots of people go and look at the Mona Lisa and the Venus de Milo and leave.
Yeah, it's enormous.
But it's crazy huge. I think we probably walked through maybe not quite half of it, and actually stopped and looked at maybe 10% of it.
Yeah, I read that if you walk...
that was 6 hours.
I read that if you walk from the tip of one of the ends that extend out, and then walk all the way down it, and then go across, and then all the way back up, it's
and there's
6 miles or something.
Yeah, there's 3 floors.
Yeah, it's ridiculous.
And there's just so much, and most of it is pretty quiet because the people are more centered around the so-called masterworks.
Yeah, the
So,
specific ones that everybody knows about, right?
yeah. So if you're interested in um, yeah, actually just around the corner from the Mona Lisa, there's like 5 amazing Da Vinci's that no one is looking at
Yeah.
that are probably better than the Mona Lisa. You know, I'm sure you could
Yeah,
make
the
an
Mona
argument.
Lisa is pretty underwhelming, honestly. When like for all the buildup that you assume it must have, it's like, okay, yeah, that's a cool picture. That's like, maybe a foot and a half by like.
Well, and like, can you really appreciate it with like? I mean, it wasn't crazy when we were there, but there were still like 200 or 300 people.
Yeah, like
in the
all
room,
crowded
and
around
you're
trying
like,
to take a picture of it.
you're trying not to get pickpocketed because there's signs everywhere and warning you of pickpockets, and
Yeah.
it's like you're not really focused.
All right, so 2 left feet, ongoing jinx. Play this card next to the hero target with the fewest cards in play. Whenever that hero's player plays a card, that hero deals themselves 1 melee damage. Let's see. Highest is right now a skyscraper.
If I had Jack Handle, that'd be great, but I don't. You could give it to Mr. Fixer, and I'll keep looking for Jack Handle, and maybe I'll get it.
All right. Thank you, liquid nitrogen rounds and
Oh yeah.
energy bracer.
All right, and she has increased damage dealt by Kismet by 3 on this side.
Yes.
So let's try not to hit the talisman, or unless we want to we can hit it and then to get to flip over, because
Yeah.
actually it's pretty rough having it on this side on advanced.
Yeah, so let's take a look at what that is on this side, since I don't know how often we've played Kismet. When the talisman flips, when flipped to this side, restore this card to 7 HP and put in front of the hero with the highest HP. This card is indestructible. When reduced to 0, it flips, right? Then the hero this card is in front of gains the following power. Reveal the top 3 cards of any one deck, put them back on top of that deck in any order. So it's an interesting power. But then, at the start of this villain turn, if the talisman is in the villain play area, Kismet flips. If Kismet did not flip this turn, she deals the talisman 2 irreducible psychic damage.
Which will be 5 because of her advanced.
Right. At the end of the villain turn, Kismet regains 1 HP for each lucky card in play. Then Kismet deals the hero target with the highest HP X psychic damage, where X equals 9 minus the HP of the talisman. So yeah, like the key is that when the talisman is on this side, you either want to keep it at its highest HP or get rid of it quickly. Is kind of what that's sort of the strategy that I use.
Yeah, and on advanced, it's not going to stay at its highest HP.
Yeah.
So we can, we could definitely, we'll probably just hit it enough with random area damage that it's going to get down to 5, which is she's going to hit it for.
Right.
So,
all right, so I'll just lightning slash her again, since I don't have anything else that seems like it's going to do a whole lot of real solid good right now. And any advanced villain, it's like you want to just finish them quickly, because usually their advanced rules basically mean that they tend to incentivize you to play quickly.
it's like, where's Blue go? He's next to Energy Bracer. Yay, Blue go. It would be nice if he was next to the talisman.
Ah, yes.
All right. Yeah, if I use shock rounds, then that's going to knock it down enough right there. So I'll do that.
Blugo is a mensch. Amen to that. All right, so... Yeah, does anybody have multiple power? I guess... Expatriette could...
Skyscraper does,
Yeah, Skyscraper does.
because of the talisman. That might be handy.
Yeah, I think I'm going to augment Skyscraper. She's got all the cards next to her. And let's Let's see what we get from my fabrication. Another sustained influence. Sure.
You sustain that influence.
My influence is so sustained you don't even know.
What do I want to do? I don't actually have the cards that I want.
You do have a lot of cards, though.
I do.
So, Janagro says Blugo moves to the lowest. It's important to keep in mind that Blugo does move every turn. So if Blugo's already on the lowest, it moves to the next lowest. On the environment turn. Excuse me, every round is what I meant to say. So like Blugo will move again to the next lowest. Because Blugo, I'll bring it up actually, because I realized this when I was playing a test game earlier. At the end of the environment turn, move this card next to the non-environment target other than the target this card is already next to with the lowest HP. So it'll move either to the next lowest, or if, you know, HP has changed, to the current lowest.
Gonna deal some damage. Hope to get a jack handle. Nope.
All right. So, first things first, Skyscraper. Do you want to discard a card to use another power?
Bertez asks if he's the augmented ally power and double skip, do you still draw 2 cards? No, because the rule is if you neither play a card nor use a power on your turn, you may draw an extra card. So if you discarded to use a power and use a power, then you used a power.
Yeah, so to put that in other terms, it's not tied to the phases of the game. It's not if you skip your power phase.
Yeah, it doesn't have to do with skipping.
And your play card phase. It has to do with whether a power was instantiated on your turn. All right, so Sanvar says, yes, discard modular aggression modulator. I was going to say modular realignment. And then use the talisman power. Let me bring those up. Aggression modulator. Play this card next to an environment target. Reduce damage dealt by that target to hero targets by 2. Increase damage dealt by that target to villain targets by 1. Emergency evac we've covered, I believe. Thorathian monolith we've covered. And undetectable relinking we have covered.
2 votes for discard relinking.
All right, so we're going to discard relinking. And that'll allow us to use... Someone says, I see 1 vote for talisman power.
It probably won't matter. So, well, I guess it would. It could matter because you could switch sizes. So you could use the base power and then switch to another card and use that power.
I see several votes for talisman.
They want to use the talisman. All right, talisman on who? Do 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 do.
But not.
All right, 2 votes for Kismet's deck.
All right, Kismet. All right, we got a glass jaw, shaky arm, and unlucky break. What do we want to be on the very top? Then what do we want to be second? And then what do we want to be third?
All right, we'll bring them up full so they can see it.
Yes, all right. Glass jaw is an ongoing jinx. Plays card next to a hero target with the highest HP. Increase damage dealt to that target by 1. Shaky arm is an ongoing jinx. Play this card next to the hero with the most cards in play. Reduce damage dealt by that target by 1. And then unlucky break is a one-shot jinx. Destroy 5 hero ongoing and/or equipment cards. If the talisman is in front of a hero, Kismet deals that hero and the talisman 2 psychic damage each. I'm gonna vote for that one being third, but that's just me.
Yeah, you want this. It would matter to. If one of them was lucky, you'd want to make sure that wasn't the second card. Because she'd reveal it at the end of her turn. Because she's going to flip back.
So it looks like we got 2 votes right away for shaky, then glass jaw, then unlucky, shaky, glass jaw. Yep. All right, so shaky arm is going to go on top. Then glass jaw is going to go second. And unlucky will be third. Wonderful. And now, what card would you like to play now that we're actually into the turn?
Well, aggression modulator won't make any sense. Emergency evac, probably not.
Yeah,
Well,
I mean,
unless
we had
they
already
want-
talked about how the monolith coupled with the energy bracer is a really solid.
Oh, they are going. They're voting for evac. So.
All right.
Or Plugo, and I'm sure they want to destroy this. And I'm sure you want to use the base power.
Yeah, we're going to go ahead and make the executive decision on that. And we're going to draw a rebounding defibrillator and another Thorathian monolith. And then
And a tectonic choke
and
slam.
a tectonic choke slam. Out comes the Hall of the Terminarch, which I believe that what is that? Play extra environment cards, yeah.
Yeah. Or it'll cause damage if Jansa Videro is in play. But instead we have Basto, who is going to throw jab, something that doesn't matter. So
Yeah. And there goes the talisman.
right on schedule.
Out comes the shaky arm next to Captain Cosmic.
Right, she doesn't flip this turn, but so she's going to do the damage. But that's okay. I think Skyscraper can probably take it. She takes one less.
Yeah, she's got the energy bracer, so. Is there anything? What does everybody have in their trash? Should we reclaim from the deep?
I probably wouldn't bother.
Yeah.
Unless you really want those cosmic weapons, which you could then play. Like, the nice thing about Reclaim from the Deep for Captain Cosmic is it sets up a card play for you.
Right, true. Or I could just flash flood that Basto and Hall of Terminarch out of there.
Yep.
I like that idea. Wipe that Enclave. I've actually played 2 or 3 games in the last few days with Deadline and Enclave of the Endlings, which to me actually kind of is an interesting thing because Deadline's whole mechanic where he removes environment cards from the game, I actually got a little twinge of something from that because, like, the whole thing about the Enclave of the Endlings is that they are all the last of their species and he's removing them forever. And so it's like they're gone and now it's the end of their species. And that's sad.
You know that he's one of them, right?
Yeah, absolutely. But still, it's just, it's, playing in that environment is an interesting bit of synergy where he's, removing them from the world.
Well, they'll have to play Haka since he is also the last. So I think Jansa is trying to recruit Haka. I'm not sure if she did or not successfully. And of course, Lifeline will be a hero that you can use against Deadline, which would be weird. And there's lots of not quite themselves fighting one another things with the new heroes.
Yeah.
All right, I guess hair trigger reflexes, and I'll do a point of damage.
She still has that one energy bracer, right? Yeah.
Can't hurt to put another one. Then that Thorathian monolith would be amazing.
Yeah, I'm fine with that. Wait, what's that shaky arm doing? Is this the one that I'm... Reduced damage dealt. Okay, got it. Alright, and I get a destructive response. The first time a construct card is destroyed each turn, Captain Cosmic may deal up to 3 targets 1 energy damage each. Sure.
And there's that other cosmic weapon. Let's see. I suppose. Is there any equipment in people's trashes? A little bit, not much. I will go ahead and just blow up a tire iron. We're chipping her down.
Man, you got all the overdrives. All right, Skyscraper, are you guys discarding? You only have one power to use. So...
They want to see the hand. Well, I guess this is showing them the hand.
Yeah, so Aggression Modulator, Rebounding Defibrillator, play this card next to a non-hero target. When that target would deal 3 or more damage, prevent that damage, then either destroy this card or put it on top of your deck. Tectonic
Debilitator, not defibrillator.
What did I say?
Clear.
Defibrillator. Rebounding Defibrillator. We need a sinus rhythm.
There are 2 votes for no discard.
All right. So we will not discard. And then I think, did I see a bunch of votes for Monolith? I see several votes for Monolith.
Well, we were voting for discarding. So
okay.
We are now starting voting for card play. The votes for no discarding won already.
Yep. Monolith. Yep, all right. Enough votes for Monolith, so that's going to go out. We got a huge Skyscraper. And then...
Use the power. There's no reason not to.
Yep. Concussive Clap. And you draw a Proportionist. Let me bring that up real quick so you guys can see what that is. Well, Erdid comes out. Let me bring up that Proportionist. Increase sonic damage by Skyscraper by 1. When Skyscraper's character card is switched to a larger size, Skyscraper deals each non-hero target 1 melee damage. When Skyscraper's character card is switched to a smaller size, draw a card. And Erdid comes out. Does Darkwatch Expatriette want to deal a projectile damage?
Yes, she does.
Yes, she does.
So actually, Kismet is the second highest HP. So
look at that.
She flips back. -1 damage.
That was awesome. Glassjaw goes to Darkwatch Expatriette.
And not a lucky card.
Which one is that? That was the one that was, increased damage to that target by 1. Okay. All right. I think I'm in the Grievous Hailstorm.
We can probably kill her this turn.
Bunch of cold damage flying around. I know we've addressed it before on the stream.
Concussive claps attacks are buffed. It does damage to heroes too. That is correct. 0 damage can be increased.
Yes. So I know we've addressed it on the stream before, but it's cold damage and fire damage, not ice damage and fire damage or cold damage and hot damage. They're mismatched,
definitely
in my opinion.
Hot damage.
Hot damage.
You ever watched the Avatar cartoon?
The Last Airbender?
Yeah.
I have not. Although I've been meaning to, because I hear it's really good for kids. And my kids
it's really good. It's just really good.
Mm-hmm.
One of the characters is like trying to blend in with it's elemental, right? So there's like the fire guys. And he's like, I know how to talk to these guys. And he's like, what's up, hot men? Doesn't work. All right. I'm going to RPG Launcher so that I can blow things up, deal more damage.
I support that decision.
hit Kismet. I'm going to.
I have seen the terrible movie of Avatar.
Oh, the movie. Yeah, no, you don't want that.
Yeah.
But
I think I watched it on like Netflix or something one night.
Avatar, the show, like the original show, is excellent.
Yeah, I've heard it's amazing. I've heard Korra, or Legend of Korra, is also good, which I understand is like either a spin-off or a sequel or some kind of something.
Flameo, hot man. All right, we can win with max damage. If you put Cosmic Weapon on Mr. Fixer, I can do 9 damage on my turn. I think we can probably make this happen. Yeah, if you destroy constructs, you can do more damage. It's the Jeremy way.
Yes. All right, so just leave the Cosmic Weapon.
I would I would get rid of one of the energy bracers, and just only one. And actually, you can put it back into play anyways.
Oh, right.
Influence. So sure. You may as well hit them, I guess, if you like.
I can't not deal damage if damage is allowed.
Unless what about the Dreamer? It makes the Dreamer very tough if you have.
Yes, there's always an exception to the rule. This was going next to Skyscraper. So then I can...
Oh, that's right. Nation. Fire Nation. That's what it's called. I forgot that term. You could just keep destroying the same energy bracer over and over again.
Yeah.
But you don't deal more damage, right?
Oh, right, yeah. Well, whatever.
You want to play more cards, I guess? I don't know. Or draw cards.
We don't need that augmented ally, right?
Yes, we should keep it.
All right.
Skyscraper can do more things. Remember, she can switch cards and then use her innate power, like use multiple innate powers. It's really good on Skyscraper. People are talking about Tempest and how Tempest has no gender. And if you read the writing that Christopher uses around Tempest, a pronoun is never used. The writing is just carefully done so that that's not an issue. All right. So I'm going to play Overdrive and then use Cosmic Weapon. And then I get to use my base power twice.
Nice.
Convenient. I can blow up Thrathian Monolith. That's going to be destroyed at the start of the turn anyways. Sorry, Twitch. And Hair Trigger Reflexes is not necessary.
I was going to say, you could probably take either one of those or the Grievous Hailstorm, depending on...
Yeah. All right, Twitch, can you do 6 damage this turn? Vote for discarding. Typed in the chat. I think they can maybe do it. Maybe not. Oh yeah, they can. Oh, they have Tectonic Troops then. They can definitely do it. Unless they vote to discard Tectonic Chokeslam.
So now, just so that I'm understanding exactly what's happening here, they could discard, use Concussive Clap, and then switch to a different size and use the power on that character card, yes? Or
Absolutely.
No? Yes, okay. That's what I thought.
Two votes for discarding Aggression Modulator. 3 votes for voting for Aggression Modulator. It won't really matter as long as they can do 6 damage. So Lou Dolphin votes discard Tectonic Chokeslam. Too late. Clap and slap.
All right.
Expatriette gets hit.
Vote for card play.
+1 damage.
Yes.
All right. Vote for card play. Presumably the one
That will win the
that
game.
wins the game. Or perhaps not. Twitch decides. Play Monolith. That's one vote for Monolith.
One vote for Monolith, one vote for Choke.
2 for Choke.
2 for Chokeslam. Bloink.
And target.
And, yeah, target. Talisman?
I think it's Kismet.
Yes. I'm going to go ahead and assume. Which is usually going to make an ass out of you and me, but I think in this case, that's the right decision.
Vote win the game.
Slap her in the cuffs. All right. Good job, Twitch. Twitch with the win on Kismet Advanced 5-hero game there.
Not bad at all.
Not
Well
bad.
done.
It definitely shows, since it has been so long since we've done a Twitch plays, that the more complex the hero, the more difficult it is for Twitch to play.
Well, and then we also, we could have avoided putting constructs and stuff, but...
Yeah. All right, so it is 8:03, so I think that'll be another one. I think we're going to skip the Twitch plays this time. Let me go back into my little
Thanks,
spreadsheet
Twitch,
here.
for
Thank you, Twitch.
contributions.
Yeah. So I guess None Left doesn't have a class on this evening anymore. I think that was a thing, that None Left wasn't around for a while because there was a class.
It's summertime's coming.
Yeah, but I feel like I haven't seen None Left lately.
Yeah, because it was a school year, but now it's summer.
Yeah, summer's almost over, John. I don't know if you're...
Do you know where None Left is?
I don't.
Australia.
Oh! So it's not summer in Australia. That's right.
He helped volunteer at the booth last year at PAX Australia.
Oh, nice.
Yeah. So the school year is backwards there,
Womp womp.
obviously.
All right. So you know who I feel like we haven't played a lot lately is Infinitor. I
Sure.
think I haven't seen Infinitor in a while. So we'll let the Twitch decide if we're going to play regular Infinitor or heroic Infinitor. So you guys decide. And then I'm going to just pick 2 heroes and then randomize and see what we get. Oink. Oink. Ooh, that'll do.
I don't want that Tempest again.
That's fine. So we've got...
Santa Guise is always crazy, so I'm picking Santa Guise.
Oh, right. Nice. It's a couple votes. Yeah, 3 votes for heroic Infinitor.
Of course, everyone likes Heroic Infinitor. He's strange and different.
And the environment randomly that we got was, after a couple shenanigans, is Omnitron-4. Does that sound good?
Sure. Have we played Advanced Heroic Infinitor?
Yeah, I was going to say, I don't know if... I think we actually did. I think the first time we ever played Heroic Infinitor on the stream, we played Advanced. But I might be wrong about that.
It seems unlikely, but possible.
Yeah, I think that we literally did not Infinitor. Hang on. Tor. Spelling it incorrectly.
Lou Dolphin says the first time was Advanced.
Yeah, I think that's right. All
So
right.
we can play regular then.
All right. Increased damage dealt to Infinitor by 2 is the advance on this side, and then when he flips, if he flips, manifestations are indestructible. Yeah, it looks like a lot of people want to see advanced, so we'll do advanced. All right. And it looks like we got Dark Visionary, Omnitron-U, Haka, and...
Omnitron-U in Omnitron-4 is going to be fun.
Oh, yeah, look at that. All right, so Advanced Infinitor in Omnitron-4, Dark Visionary, Omnitron-U, Haka, and Santa Guise. I can barely resist the whispers of oblivion. You must help me, heroes.
This is kind of a funny quote interaction.
Yeah. Hello, dearies. Let's go be heroes and save the multiverse.
Oh, let's both be heroes.
All right, so I think some people might not be aware of the whole shenanigans with Heroic Infinitor, but the whole thing is that on this side, Infinitor is a hero target. So let's talk about his gameplay. Manifestations are indestructible. Reduce damage dealt to manifestations by 1. If there are no manifestations in play, you win. Infinitor is a hero target. Increase damage dealt by Infinitor by 1. When Infinitor would be destroyed, his villain character card flips to the overcome by manifestation side. Whenever a manifestation with 1 or fewer HP is dealt damage by Infinitor is placed under this card. At the end of the villain turn, Infinitor deals 1 manifestation 2 melee damage. So basically what we're doing as a team here is we're trying to get the manifestations down to 1 HP so that he can knock them out and put them under his card.
Yes.
Essentially. So let's see what we got. Dark Visionary's got a Cerebral Hemorrhage, Decoy Projection, and 2 Psychic Maelstroms. So she's like super damage Visionary tonight. Omnitron has 2 resets, a Singularity, and a Temporal Shielding. Haka has 2 Dominions, a Haka of Shielding and Taeha. Please tell me that Santa Guise has 2 of something, because then everybody will have 2 of something. 2 retcons! Oh, where did I leave that? And an Extreme! That's awesome. Man, the random number generator in this game must be terrible if something like that happens.
Oh, it's the worst.
It's the worst.
Man, getting 2 of the same thing in a row, that's impossible in real randomness. That could never happen. Or maybe that's the opposite of reality.
John and I are joking about, there was a review that said that our random number generator must be broken because he was getting decks that had, or hands that had 2 of the same card in them.
Or 3.
Or
4.
even 3, yes. All right, so Ocular Swarm, Lambent Reaper, Twisted Miscreation, and Recalcitrant Helitron something, and the Machinations of a Madman.
And to comment on that a bit, when in true randomness, if you're actually really fully randomly drawing things, you expect to see sequences like if you take random numbers from 1 to 1,000 and just independently draw random numbers, you should see sequences of numbers that line up in ways that we think are important. But it's not actually, like, if you don't see those, then that's an indication that something is wrong. You should see those type of sequences just as likely as any other type of sequences that we don't assign any importance to.
Yeah, and
it's just our own brains that think that things are important.
Yeah, and sort of the thing about this that I always like to, the way that I sort of explain this to people when they're like, but that's not random, is there's a difference between randomness and shuffling. Like, if you're listening to like a YouTube playlist on shuffle, you expect not to hear the same song twice in a row because it's taking all of the songs in that playlist and shuffling them and then playing them in order. That's not randomness, that's shuffling. Randomness is pick one, then pick randomly the next one. And that is a very different phenomenon from just simply shuffling a bunch of things in order.
That's not a very useful way to explain it when we're talking about shuffling decks.
No, that's true, but it can be when you point out the fact that almost every single deck in this game has more than one of every type of card. So like, it's not like take one of each card and then shuffle them. It's like, some of the decks have 4 of the same card in them, so like there's no reason why you wouldn't draw 4 of them in a row. And so yes, maybe it's not as super useful when trying to explain randomness in our game, but that is the sort of the difference between randomness and shuffling. That's sort of the way that I like to explain to people. All right, so let's deal some damage here, Infinitor.
And people in the chat are talking about, yes, independent draws, which is exactly what it's about.
Yeah, it's like the idea of like, oh my god, I flipped this coin 4 times in a row and I got tails. What is the likelihood that I'm going to get tails on the next one? 50-50.
All right. Choose a target. So this is his one damaging a manifestation on his turn. Generally, I go for the Lambent Reapers because they hit the lowest, and that can be pretty rough.
Yeah, I concur with that assessment.
Ocular Swarms against Heroic Infinitor, you don't have to worry about generally, unless he flips, and then you just die. So just don't let him flip. That's the solution. And we're just gonna not let Heroic Infinitor take damage. All right.
All right, so I have 2 ways to hit all of those down so that they're ready for him to like take them out, basically. Well, not the miscreations, because those are the ones that reduce it to 1, but
I mean, they all have damage reduction by 1. That's on his card.
Oh, I see. So these are 2 psychic damage. Yeah. I would probably cerebral hemorrhage so I can hit only the ones I want and not him.
Why would it wouldn't hit him? He's a hero target.
Oh, right. Yes. Well played. Again, John points out that he keeps every single one of these cards in his mind at all times, and I have to usually read them to remember exactly what's happening.
Exactly.
All right. So Dark Visionary. Top 2 cards of deck, put 1 on the top, 1 on the bottom. I mean, I almost always go for the villain in this case, but I might go for Omnitron.
If you pick a hero like Santa Guise, we could control what card Santa Guise gets to put on top of his deck. Or something like that, but I don't know if that's super useful.
Too late.
Okay.
What do you want?
Best card ever. Clearly. Okay, Omnitron X. Do I like temporal shielding? It's not super useful here. Singularity, not super useful. So I'm just gonna reset. See what I get. Reshuffle my empty trash.
I've had several games with Omnitron where I've reset and into a reset, into a reset.
I don't like to do that because then you lose your reset.
Yeah, then you're wasting them, but a lot of times I do it anyway. So in listening to the Omnitron 4 music in the background now, I feel like I am compelled to point out that we just were recently, by like in the last 2 days, listening to what Jean-Marc is coming up with for Choke Points music. And I think you guys are going to really like it. Because like Omnitron, it has got a sort of a technical, techno-y edge to it. But not surprisingly, Jean-Marc is coming up with something amazing in the music department.
All right, we have a few down to 2 and a couple 1 or below.
Focus Plasma Cannon. All right. Let's see. Dominion. Whenever an environment card is destroyed, draw a card. Probably not going to use my Haka of Shielding. I mean, given the state of the manifestations now, I'd probably Dominion and then hit the Twisted Miscreation to get it down to 1.
Sure.
And then that way I'm set up to get some more cards maybe next turn.
Or maybe we'll win.
Is it me or the colors off? I might have missed what they said at first. I don't think the colors are off. I guess there's a possibility of something screwy on the stream, but I don't think so.
I don't know what that's about. Let's see. I actually don't want to play any of these cards. I guess I want to get the best card ever, but I kind of want to have it as a present, you know? Nice to know what your presents are. But I also kind of want to draw it.
That's
so I'm just
kind of cheating, though, when you think about it.
It's not, well, no, it's...
Looking at your
cheating.
presents before Christmas morning, John, come on.
No, but it's like buying a present for yourself. Really.
That's true. It is like buying a present for yourself.
I did get what I was looking for. And now I'm just putting everything. I don't know what my present is, but I know it's probably less likely to be best card ever. But that's only because I know that I have one in my hand. The player says the blues look weird. Maybe there's something wrong with your monitor.
Yeah, I don't know. It looks fine to me. Leo 9981 asks, quick question. When Baron Blade is dealt damage to make him flip, if that damage is done by an environment card in the final Wasteland with Unforgiving Wasteland in his play, does he flip or is he removed from the game?
He's removed from the game.
There you go.
Actually, I think you get to decide.
Yeah, there was a... I don't know if it ended up in a
But
Fireside
you
chat.
probably
I'm
like you'll
assuming.
win if you choose removed.
Yeah, but basically, whenever a character card is dealt damage that would remove it from the game, you get to pick. That was...
Well, it's because there are two things that say when they would be destroyed, do this instead.
Right.
And so you decide which goes first, and then the other one doesn't go because they're not getting destroyed anymore. All right, overcharged systems. I'm fine to skip this unless you want to destroy it for a Haka card, but we have to discard 6.
Yeah,
so.
no, it's fine. So, Bajorning asks, do you win in that condition, or is it technically a tie?
You win.
Yep.
Lambent Reaper. All right. I suggest we get rid of that other Lambent Reaper. And it goes underneath.
Yeah, I mean, if you take it from a thematic point of view, if Baron Blade is removed from the game, and your job as the heroes is to remove the threat, you have won. So there you go.
Yep. And there's even a special ending in the video game, so maybe you should try it.
Oh ho ho ho.
Poor Santa. Santa should also put... it would be funny if Santa guys also put face-down cards from Infinitor.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, he's not a hero, so he's a hero target,
He's a
but
hero
not a hero.
target, right?
But that would be funny.
All right.
You could probably house rule that on the tabletop. That could be interesting.
Did I draw another... I guess I must have drawn another Psychic Maelstrom.
You just have so many. I don't know why you would bother playing that, but... to do 1 damage to 1 manifestation effectively.
Yeah. That's exactly what I did.
Yeah. I would have played Deep-Card Projection, for sure. But that's fine.
Yeah.
Jeremy stuff.
More damage will out. All right. Do you want to do the same thing with Guise again, or should I go for something else?
No, I picked Infinitor because we could win the game if he plays the right card. Maybe Insanity.
Play the top card of the villain deck. If that card is a manifestation, repeat the entire game text of this card.
It could be not a manifestation,
Yeah.
in which case there's a chance we would win or almost win, likely win. Yeah, there's none of those other types of damages happening in this game, so focus plasma cannon, but then I'm just going to use my power and play that card anyways. Unless I want to destroy that one equipment. Yeah, no. FYI BT dub.
Yeah. I'm just going to Vitality Surge. Another Haka. Of Restoration. And now I have all my Hakas in hand.
Well, I can retcon that overcharged systems.
Draw a Vitality Surge. Where did I leave that? Another retcon.
Kapow!
Kapow! Woo!
All right, and now we're pretty much just hoping for him to do the right thing. What did I get? I can do that too, and look what I found. Those are all right. I guess it's better than... Oh, another where did I leave that? So,
Good.
and I'll put one more present. BT-dub. BT-dub is not an abbreviation for between. Who would do that? That makes no sense.
Yeah, people don't use betwixt enough.
Yeah, betwixt. That's way better.
That's a way better word.
Oh, he's destroying equipment and a component. Yeah, let's rewind. I want him to destroy the equipment that is a component instead. Otherwise, he'll just destroy both. It will, I suppose.
Insanity.
See? There we go. We win.
Whispers of Oblivion.
Order matters not. Except for potentially Pride at the end. He hits us, but he's not.
Heroic Infinitor. You win. Maybe we'll bring him back into the fold.
I have never had Heroic Infinitor flip, except for intentionally trying it for testing.
Yes, that is true. I also have had that scenario.
And if it does happen, it's really hard. It's not like, I don't know, it's an interesting scenario. But it's definitely not that hard to, I don't find it very difficult to beat on the front side. So depends on what happens, I guess.
Yeah, it depends on what happens, how you sort of play it. You know, obviously if for someone who's not used to the way the game works and isn't optimizing for the win condition, it can be tricky because maybe you're not sure what's going on. But if you know for a fact, like, all right, my goal is to get those manifestations down and get to the point where he's going to take them all out, then usually it's pretty easy to do.
Mm-hmm.
All right, it is only 8:24, but I am very tired, so I don't know that we're going to play a third game tonight. But thank you, everybody, for joining us again for Sentinels.
Yeah, we could take a few questions, maybe.
Yeah, sure. We can take a few questions. We can give a quick development update. Maybe talk about where we're at on Season 2. I know some people were hoping to see some new Season Pass 2 preview pack content tonight, but as we mentioned at the top of the stream, both Setback and Choke Point are, they're in internal testing. They're not yet in beta testing yet, but we also don't have art for them yet. But we are expecting to get that very soon. So hopefully we'll be able to show one of them next week on the stream. But yeah, it's coming right along. Season 2 preview pack. I don't know if there's much else to say about that.
Yeah, I mean, it's coming along, and we should be able to demo it next week, and it's going to be in beta testing soon, so yeah. Things are going.
Things are going along. A couple other things we mentioned at the top of the stream. Obviously, we are now on phone. So if you guys are not yet playing Sentinels on your phone, what are you waiting for? It's amazing on the phone. One of the things that we talked about a lot over the last year and a half, when people are like, when's it coming to phone? When's it coming to phone? I've got a really big phone. Can't I play it on my phone? Was we said, look, we think it works great as it does on tablet, but we really wanted to rethink the UI and make it not just work, but actually be a really good experience on phone. And based on the reaction we've gotten so far, I think we succeeded. Christopher and Adam from Greater Than Games played it on phone, and they said they actually prefer it on phone. We've been hearing lots of really good feedback for the phone UI. You don't have to. It's actually, you can play it one-handed. It's a portrait app, so we're really proud of what we did there. I think it turned out really, really good. So that's awesome. There's more than 3,000 new people playing Sentinels.
In the first week, we had as many or more people playing on phone as on other systems.
Yeah, it was really, really huge. I mean, obviously launching at Gen Con was a really good boost to that. Obviously a lot of tabletop people, they saw it 2 years ago at Gen Con and they said, hey, when can I play it on my phone? And then we had multiplayer last year at Gen Con and they were like, all right, that's great, but when can I play it on my phone? And so now here it is finally on your phone, and there's a lot of people playing it, and it's really taken off. So thank you, everybody. We do have a question. Bertas asks, Bertas asks, are you working on Vengeance stuff alongside the preview pack stuff? So, yeah, you can answer that, John, I guess.
Yeah, we're starting to lay some of the groundwork for that, but we're going to be really focusing on that once the preview pack is released. So,
yeah, the main reason why
is part of Vengeance. So,
yeah, and just so like from a development point of view, the main reason why we picked the 3 choices that we did for the preview pack was because they were things that were not dependent on Vengeance gameplay. So, because we wanted to be able, we knew that Vengeance was going to take some extra time because there's a lot of UI elements, there's a lot of engine elements, a lot of things that have to go into making Vengeance really work well. And so we didn't want you guys to have to wait 4 or 5 months with no content. And that's why we picked, all right, well, Choke Point is the one regular size, regular type villain. Setback is a regular hero, and Temple of Zong is a pretty standard environment. We picked those 3 things because we knew we'd be able to do them without having to do a lot of extra Vengeance work. So we have actually done some prototyping concept work on Vengeance, but we haven't done a lot of the real, nitty-gritty code level stuff yet. We're going to finish the Season Pass preview pack and then really sort of dive into the Vengeance stuff. So,
Leo9981 asks, when is the next retro listening party?
Oh, that is a good question. Actually, somebody asked that I think via Twitter recently. I don't know. Let's chat about that tomorrow, actually, John, with Jean-Marc, because that is something that we did promise via the Kickstarter. So we should find out when we're going to do that. Stay tuned. We'll announce that hopefully pretty soon. Yeah, we still have at least 2 retro listening parties to do, so we will make sure we plan that for some time in the near future. Lou Dolphin says, whenever Jeremy says birds, I keep thinking, boats. Boats! That's a How I Met Your Mother bit, which is good stuff.
Voyager asks, any idea when the Kismet variant will be coming out? It will be coming out someday.
Yeah, I don't actually... So, again, we have some internal generalized ideas of when certain things are going to come. That includes... We've actually had a conversation with Greater Than Games about, all right, here's the order of all the Season 2 stuff. Here's the order of all of the expansions, all of the variants, all of the etc. But some of that is still to be seen. In terms of explicitly planning, the farthest we've gone so far is that we know exactly when we're going to release, well, not exactly when, but we know more or less when we're going to release Season Pass Preview Pack. We know more or less when we're going to release Vengeance. But beyond that, it all depends on how quickly we can get stuff done. And when other variants like Kismet, for instance, are going to be slotted in is somewhat dependent on how other things go. Because again, we also now have some stretch goal stuff to do. We've got challenge modes to get done. The foil hero, the digital foil hero pack, the digital foil villain pack, those are all things that have to get slotted into the development timeline. So, yeah.
So generally we're going to try to make it so you guys aren't waiting too long between things. That's one of the things that we're going to look to do over the next, many months.
Yeah. And actually something that I don't know if anybody actually noticed this or not, but we were selling actual CD soundtracks at Gen Con. And one of the things that was a little Easter egg on the soundtracks is that the alt Kismet, the variant Kismet theme, has actually already been composed and it was released on those CDs. There will be information about how you can buy those CDs, not at Gen Con, probably pretty shortly. You'll be able to get them, I believe, through Amazon. But that was something that we actually had Jean-Marc do because we knew we wanted to include it on the CD sort of pseudo box set thing that we're putting together. So yeah, stay tuned. Follow us on Twitter. Follow us on Facebook. And there'll be information about how you can buy those CDs shortly. But that was something that we had him do to make sure that was a thing. And
it'll be some sort of magical thing where you click a button and then a robot makes a CD for you and mails it to you.
Exactly right. John knows what's up. All right. Well, I think that about does it for another episode of Sentinels Live. Sentinels of the Multiverse is, of course, the only cooperative comic book card game that you should be playing. Thanks for joining us. We do this every Tuesday night at around 7 Eastern Time. Sentinels, as you know, is available on iPad, Android tablets, phones, and Steam, and always in analog cardboard. And you can find more about the game at sentinelsdigital.com. I'm Jeremy.
And I'm John.
And we are saying good night. We will see you next week. Thanks, everybody.